Hi, welcome to the tutorial of the Ultimate Excel accounting software with dashboard. This is the new improved version, and this comes with a dashboard where you can see all your results in one. Now, before I continue, if you have a special business like, a loans business, an NGO, you have, construction business, you have crypto business, please just pause here. This is pretty much for retail businesses, some manufacturing, just like bakeries, block making businesses and all of that, and some simple services software. For special businesses, please reach out to us in the DM, and then we will discuss on how to build you a customized version. Okay, let's get straight to it because I don't want this to be very long. I want it to be very precise, as quick as possible, and get to touch almost everything. So first and foremost, when you get the software and you download it, you try to open the file, you probably see this pop-up that says update or don't update. You don't have to update, just click don't update, and the login form pops up. So you put in the username and password that you will always get after you buy it. So once that happens, it loads up, and then you just want to put your business name here. I'm just going to use Shuriko, right? Once you do that, it's ready to go. Now, if you take a look, you can click on go to home page, and you'll see the buttons, right? All of this, product or sale or services, sales, expenses, all of that. And right here, there are links to all the videos on how to do each of these tasks, so you don't have to worry yourself. Now, if I go back to the startup page, there is the currency where you can change it. It has all the currencies in the world. You can actually just pick the one that is suitable for you. And here you can also change the year, right? Again, there's also the ability to change username and passwords, which is only for the admin. So I won't show that here, but just know that it is available. And when you buy it, you will get it because I don't want everybody to see what you will have access to for changing usernames and passwords. Now, let's go to the guidance. First and foremost, when you have a business, the first thing that happens is you inject capital in your business, right? Maybe you send money from your personal bank account and then you put it in your business. So what do? You put capital in the business. So let's say I want to inject capital in my business on April 1st. It's going to type the date and say, okay, let's say transfer 10 million. Boom, 10 million. That's it. All done. So, how does that work? Once you put that in, it's pretty much saying you have money in your bank account and you've put capital in your business. So let's take a look at the balance sheet and see how that works out. So because we have a couple entries already in here, it's not easy to see, but if you look at the capital, that's the 10 million we just put in. So there's 10 million and your balance sheet ties. So this is one thing I'll quickly do. I'll go in there, take out all the examples, and so that we have a fresh balance sheet, and then we can start from there. So let's go to um, products and services. Go from home page, products or services. You see, I have examples here. So I'm going to take everything out. Okay, delete that. Just going to delete that. I'm going to delete all of this. I'm going to keep it as quickly as possible. I'm taking them out, right? Just because I just used that as examples. So now that we've taken all of that out, I'm going to take out all the selling prices that I fixed here. I have a list of goods and services. I'll leave that. Let's go to sales. You can see that is cleared off. Let's go to our sales and let me take everything here out. So you see, just taking all the data entered out, pretty much take all the quantity out, right? Once I do that, if I go back to the startup, we'll go to home page. Let's see, is there anything else? Yeah, our income statement is clean. Okay, I think we have an expense in July, so we need to take that out. So let me just go there. I apologize because I don't want this video to be very long, but you get it. So if I take this out and I take this out, and then you see my income statement is now clean, right? And let's check the balance sheet to see. It still says we have something there. Let's see what the balance sheet says. So the balance sheet now is just showing that capital that we booked, right? The 10 million in the bank and the 10 million in capital. So that's fine. So let's see. Let's assume that I buy and sell, right? The first thing I want to do is to pretty much come here, go to my products or services, and enter the list of products and services that I offer. So let's assume, I have bags. Or let me say I have, let's just call it red bags, just making it as easy as possible. Prada shoes, something like that. Uh, or, let me just use normal color. Blue shoes. I don't want to use any brand name, right? Now, then let's say on April 1st, just gonna type in the date. This is automated. I come here now. All the goods and services or products and services that I've put on the right that I've entered in the brain will now pop up here automatically. So let's say I bought red bags and I bought 200 of them and I bought each one at 4,000 naira or dollars or whatever currency you like. Now I have entered that in there. Let's assume I want to sell them for a fixed price of 7,000 naira each. I'll just put that in my selling price. So now I have an inventory of, 800,000 200 red bags. Now let's say in on April 15th, those dates could be any date, right? I bought what's it called? I bought blue shoes. Don't forget you have to click up if you don't see it. But 300 of those, and I bought each one for 5,000. And again, I want to sell them for, let's say, 10,000 each, not 100,000, 10,000. So now let's go back. For people that have only services business, right? If it is just your service and you just want to record your service, and this is the difference. Your service doesn't need a quantity because you don't need inventory or stock for that. Let's say you provide just service now, and one of your services that you do a delivery service. Let's assume every delivery in Lagos, what you do is 2,500, right? Now let's call it delivery service. Let's make it Lagos, right? Lagos. Okay. So now that is a service. I just used this opportunity to do an example of a simple service business as well. So let's say that is March 2nd or whatever, just to change the date. Now you don't have to use quantity. See, it says quantity, ignore if service. So you don't need a quantity. Just want this to show that when you're doing delivery in Lagos, it is what? 2,500. So now let's assume on April or May 5th, let's say we sold, let's go May 5th. Let's say you sold red bags. Let's say you sold 15 red bags. You see, the selling price came out automatically. Once I put 15, everything gets automated. Now I was going to ask you, did you sell it in cash or did you sell in credit? Let's assume we sold in cash. Now that's updated. Now, one of the other questions is that it asks you if you charge VAT on top of what you sell. Now, businesses that are small businesses that don't make revenue of 25 million or above 25 million, I mean, are not meant to charge VAT because you qualify for a small business. And this is specific to just Nigeria. The rules are different in some other countries. And the Nigerian rate is 7.5%. And that's what I'm using for this example. If your country has a different one, all you need to do is to change this to like 10%, right? And it calculates automatically. If it is 12%, just put it there. It's also the same thing as goods and services tax, okay? Or we call it value added tax. So let me just put it back to 7.5. Now you've seen that if you click yes, it calculates. If you click no, it goes away. So let's assume it is yes, okay, for this purpose. Now you have entered a normal product sale. Let's say you now have a delivery on May 13th and you did 4 deliveries on that day in Lagos, delivery service. Let's say you just did 4. You see, automatically it's calculated that. Do you charge VAT on the service? I say no. So no, nothing is calculated. So that's good. Now, what do we do? Let's take a look at what happens. Let's say we run income statement at that point. You see what it's doing? It's already calculated, said, show we call in Naira, it's got 115,000 in sales. It's calculated my cost of sales, and look, so far it's telling me I've made 55,000 in profit. However, there's a couple of things that you tend to see, and when you look at the dashboard as well, the dashboard is already popping up here. You can click on refresh, and it's already telling us what's the top product that we've sold, what's the top product by volume, what is the profit, by month, and you can click here to see. If we say January, there was no profit. See that? February, if we go to May, it pops up, right? And if you want to see year to date, that's all you do. So that's pretty neat there. You can see your total sales. You can see your total inventory value, okay? Now, let's go back to the guidance and try to go to expenses and put something in for expenses. Let's say on May 2nd, I paid, I made a repair in my office and I paid it to ABC Tech, and then I paid 25,000 for the repair. Now that I've entered this, this is pretty much just gonna go into expenses. If you are really interested in a version that breaks down the expenses by category, we have another version for that. This is just the basic, the 8,500 naira, or the $18 version. So this is easy. If you want something that breaks it out, we also have that. So just keep that in mind. Now, if we do return to guidance and I run income statement, it's picking up the expenses. So again, let's show you how this works with people that have assets. You have a computer, you have a vehicle, you have furniture, you have leasehold improvements, whatever it is. So let's say you have some assets, you click on assets. I'm just going to come here, clean out the dates, come here, let's clean this out so it's not confusing anyone. Clean this out and then clean all of this out. Now, if this were you or someone else who wants to put it in, let's say in January, you bought, let's just use a computer, right? Let's say you bought a computer. What's the asset type for a computer? You click down, computer equipment. Let's say you bought, a MacBook or a Lenovo, and then it costs you 1 million naira, and you believe you're going to use it for 5 years. All you need to do is just put 5 years and it's going to calculate the depreciation automatically. So that's where it ends. It puts this on your balance sheet as an asset and then it depreciates it monthly on your income statement. Let's show you what happens. When you click on run income statement, you can see your depreciation, and it only stops at the month that you're in. By the month of June, it shows up automatically because it keeps depreciating it. Now let's go take a look at what happens when you run your balance sheet If I run my balance sheet and I go to assets, I can see that I have a computer equipment worth $1 million and it has been depreciated for 5 months for 83,333. So the net book value of my computer is now 916,000. So technically I've said, since I've used it for 5 months, this is now what it is worth. Okay, so that's good. Let's see, what else do we need to look at? So when you look at the inventory manager, what does it do for you? If I click on inventory manager and I hit refresh, you'll see that it tells you that, okay, you have 200 red bags that you bought. The total worth of the inventory for the red bags is 800,000. I've sold 15. Now I have 185 left, and this is the value left, right? Again, you can see delivery service is also popping up, but it's not an item of stock, right? But it's just telling you that you've made 4 deliveries. Of course, if you want to take a look at it here, because you may have a lot of items, all you need to do is to come here and pick what you want to see, and it shows you bought 300, you sold 0, you have 300 left. If you do the same thing for your red bags, you bought 200, you sold 15, you have 185 left. So your inventory manager helps you to be able to go into your stock and say, I have 185 red bags left. If we do an inventory count, it must be 185. If it doesn't tie to 185, it means there has been theft. People have, either stolen and then you can quickly, address that. So what else is there? We have a prepayment, we have a loan schedule. So let's take, for example, your receivables agent. What does that mean? It actually means your debtors, people that owe you. So people that buy from you, but they don't pay instantly. So they buy and then maybe they pay after 30 days or after 15 days, whatever that is. Let me show you how that works. So if you go to your sales and, for example, you come here and say, look, I sold this, but it was not on cash. So I'm going to change this to credit by saying this is no, and now it's a credit sale. So how does this work? Whenever there's a credit sale, you want to always have the name of your customer there. So let's say Femi bought from you, and it is, you know, just putting that in, and that's the name, and it's Femi, right? Now, let's say you want to check your receivables agent. It is now going to show that Femi is owing you 105,000 and I haven't paid any amount. Let's now assume that on June 1st, Femi pays just 60,000 out of that money. What does it do? It comes to this place, you hit refresh, it picks it up, it says Femi now has just 45,000 left to pay. And you can see all your customers that are owing you are here. So if you just want to see Femi, you click on Femi and you can see it's still 0 days outstanding. It counts by the days. If it is less than 15 days, it makes it blue. If it is greater than or equal to 15 days, it makes it yellow. If it's greater than 30 days, it turns to red because now it's way higher than what we expect. So that's how your receivables aging work. There's a lot of you know functions in here. You have a loan schedule. Let's assume you have a loan. Maybe you take a 10 million naira loan. You put it there. Let's assume it's for 22%. And you want to pay it back in, let's say, 1 year. Okay, let's call it half a year, for example. You want to pay it back in 6 payments, and then you have to put the start date. Let's say start date is January 1, 2023, and then number of scheduled payments. You want to actually make sure that is here. Actual number of payments, let's say is also 6. Then, it automatically just builds that out, right? It just builds it out for you automatically, and that gets picked up on your balance sheet. Let's look. If we run the balance sheet, now you have a loan, so your bank loan, showing your VAT, and then your cash. Everything is looking nice, and your balance sheet ties nicely. See? So what else is there to see? Let's see if we can take 1 or 2 more. Um, if you pay rent, right? Most of you, in business, you probably pay rent way, before the year. So you pay at the beginning of the year. Let's say you've paid Jan 1 and you paid rent for the whole year of 2 million naira. Put the 2 million there and you put the duration of 1 year. It just helps you amortize it over 12 months. That means divide it equally over 12 months, because that's really how you're meant to account for it. You are meant to match the piece of that 1 year's rent per month, so that 2 million doesn't just show up in January and all your results look funky, right? So if I come back here and say run income statement, that is going to show up. For depreciation, look at our rent, look at our interest expense from the loan and all of that. Everything is looking sweet, and you can see that we are running at a loss because we don't have sales in those months. What else? If you scroll to the right, you can click on the button that returns you to guidance, and then what haven't we taught? So we've done prepayment. Payables listing is when you buy your products for on credit. So let's go back here. Let's say I bought all of this on credit. This is where I'll make sure I click on credit, and then I will ensure that the name of the supplier is put at the end. So let's say it's ABC Limited. Now, if you go back and then you click return to guidance, and then you say payables listing, that's going to show up. See, ABC listing, you're owing them this. And then the same way you can hit refresh, and then this pops up, right? You can see what you're owing. And then when you want to pay, let's say you decide to pay May 30, and then you pay 600,000 first payment, just assuming. Then you come here, you hit refresh, it's going to pick it up, refresh, and tells you now you're owing 20,000. Okay, so that's how that one works. Also your cash, you can see your cash by day. So let's say you want to see, so yeah, you only have 10,000 because the other one was paid in credit, right? We change that to credit. So what else? Of course, if you're into manufacturing and you have raw materials, there's raw materials. How does that work? Let's say, for example, you, you deal with, let's say, cakes, and you have April 7, you bought, materials purchased first. So let's go put this in. Change all of this, delete. Let's call it date May 1. Let's say you bought, so you have to go enter this first. Let's say flour, sugar, right? Let's just put those two. Then here, let's say you bought, what's the name? Flour. So this is automated. Let's say you bought 100 kg, right? Let's say it's kilograms. And then you bought 100 kg at 100,000. So you want to be like, okay, if I bought it at 100,000, this is something you could do. Just do this divided by the 100, and then it's cost per kilogram, and then it's giving you the total here. So that has been imputed. Now let's say on April 7, you decide to use 50 kilograms out of that. Once you put 50, it calculates that, and then it tells you what you have left. Now, let's assume you used it to make, let's say, cake. I'm gonna put cake here, then product made, cake, right? So then once the cake is finished, you can transfer it to your finished product and say yes, right? Once you click yes, you have to make sure it's added to the list of products or services. If you click no, then it means it's still a work in progress, right? There's another video that discusses raw materials in full and how to cost your production or manufacturing, so that I don't make this too long, right? Then what else haven't we taught? So costing templates, there's a template here that helps you to cost your production. We have a separate video that breaks that down. It's also on our YouTube page, so you can take a look. The last but not the least is actually on the right, which is your payroll, where you register the salaries of everyone that is working for you. So let's say in May, you want to pay me, I assume I work for you. Let's assume, my bad. I assume in May, right? Uh, my name, Femi, and then you put my account number, bank name, and then let's say you pay me 100,000 gross, right? Per month. What does that do? So if I open this up, so the two ways, when I open this up, this is already the pay as you earn schedule for Nigeria. So it calculates your yearly, your basic relief and all of that, your tax liability, that's your pay as you earn. And at the end of the day, what you get in your payroll, which is 88,400. So your tax is 5,600. You see, pension, all of those have been calculated. However, if you are a small business and you don't use that, that's also fine. All you need to do is just put in the gross. Like you know that in Nigeria, if you have staff earning 30,000 and below, they are not taxable or on pay as you earn, right? So once you put that in, I just wanted to show you, if you run your income statement, you'll be able to see that their salary in May of 100,000, right? So, it picks up everything. All you need to do is to just put in your data entry and life is good. Trust me, if this doesn't do it for you, like I said at the beginning, reach out to us. We have solutions for every type of business. We've worked with over 1,900 businesses and we have touched almost every area. So you can come and do a custom build. Our custom built version starts from 100 grand naira. It's not like too much, but then just talk to us. Whatever you want, we can work it out. Thank you, and hopefully this has done justice to this demo, and hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did making this. And of course, don't forget your dashboard is always there for you. You can hit refresh at all times and it will pick everything up. You can see your total stock value or inventory value, your total sales, your year-to-date profit, profit or loss by month. If you click here, you see each month, right? You can see when this changes, it shows you your top product by sales amount and top product by volume. You can also see your expenses, as they go. You can see how much people owe you and how much you owe people. And it will show you your net profit waterfall, how it's going up and down. And you can see sales by month. So this pretty much shows you everything in one. Come on. What else do you need? We've done all the work for you. Just come take it and have fun, drive your business, make sure you understand how to read the data. You can come to any of our classes and then we can help you get the best of your data and how to use it to grow that business. Thank you and talk to you soon. Bye.